Hey everyone, Sparks back with another Eclipse guide, and Eclipse has a lot of different game modes and some of them are very confusing. I've done guides for several of them, my goal is to do guides for all of them, but Shattered Cosmos might be the most different one from any other game mode. It's almost like a totally different game within a game, but it's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get into it. My goal is to make this as clear for you as possible. So, it's like an indirectly competitive but also cooperative long-term game mode. You can see down here, this is going to last for 2 whole weeks. So now that we're here in the game mode, you're going to see this kind of like old school looking map, almost like some kind of like, you know, old like real-time strategy game or something like that. Maybe more like a turn-based strategy game actually. But anyway, the goal is to make it from the part of the map that you spawn on to the opposite side of the map and then get as much damage as you can against the bosses as possible. So we can see this little section of map. This is where I started and I've currently made it up to here, and more in a moment about why these different squares look like different colors. But if you take a look at the strategic map, you can see the whole zoomed out picture, and you can see why this is going to take 2 weeks to actually do this. So you're going to see different spawn points around here of where you and your teammates are at. I'm over here in this region, and our goal is to make it all the way into the opposite corner and hit the final boss at the end here. But right now we can see that there are these mini bosses here on this edge of this first region of the map that we're at. So my goal is to make it to this boss that is closest to me. Let's go ahead and go back and zoom in to where I left off here at this part of the map. Okay, so you're likely going to be working with people from your own syndicate, but also other syndicates on the same map as what is referred to as a force. So there's no direct PvP fighting. If you see other syndicates, don't panic. Like right here, I can see that this person is not in my syndicate. They are from another syndicate called Knight, and my syndicate is Sparks. By the way, we are actively recruiting. We're looking for high-level people that are actually going to play every single day. And, you know, spots do open up periodically, so please leave a comment or hit me up on Discord. Link to my Discord in the description below. Anyway, let's go ahead and see how we can actually start progressing here. So the first thing you're going to need to do is deploy units. So once you've deployed your units, you're kind of like set with those. I currently have 12 that I can choose from, and then eventually I can unlock more slots, but these are the first 12 that I have selected to use for this game mode. You're also going to need to create multiple teams. So we go to the battle formation, you can see I have team 1, and then I can make up to 6 separate teams. Now, the reason you're gonna wanna do this is because each unit has its own stamina. So if I go back, you can see that this unit, like here, Rayon has 30 out of 120 stamina because I've already been using her. Griff only has 18 out of 120 stamina. By the way, link to my Griff review and my polling session in the description below as well if you're curious on that. She's a very powerful unit. And you're going to run out of stamina at the end of the day, and then you can do more. So your 2 main limiting factors of this mode are the amount of stamina of your units and then how many squares on the map you can control at a time. So if you look up in the upper left hand corner, you can see I'm at 6 out of 10. I am limited on how many of these squares I can control. But this is where working with your teammates comes into play. So you're going to be moving by connecting the paths. So like I said, I started here, right? But other people on my force had already conquered all of these ones. So all I needed to do was conquer this square right next to me, and then I could move all the way up here to this next one because they had already connected these paths. So anything in the light green are ones that I directly control. Any paths in the dark green are ones that are connected to me that I can move off of. And then these blue ones over here are ones that people on my force are controlling, but they're disconnected from me, so I can't branch off of them unless I made a connection to them. Now, you'll see that if we examine these, that you'll get a certain amount of Stardust yield. So this is kind of the currency or resource that you can farm in this game mode, as well as the lunar coin yield. And then if you look at like the bases, they're going to have a higher yield. You can also assign units once you have conquered that area to get even more resources harvested from them. Like right here, this person on my force has left a unit there. So let's go ahead and actually show an example of this. So I'm going to go up here because I'm going to go down this area and then reach the boss over here to get into the next region. So let's go back. You're going to need to like look around the map to see where you're going to go next. So I am going to attack, and you can see that this is a pretty high power that I'm going to need. So this is actually way stronger than my current power level, so I'm going to need to use multiple teams to fight against it. Versus, like, say, I don't want to do this, but say I went back here to fight this square. This is a far lower power rating, so I could go to battle, and then you'll see that I made kind of a low power team here as team 2 that I can fight these with, versus my team 1, which is quite a bit stronger. So the reason why you want to kind of have these multiple teams is, again, because of the stamina. So when I was back here, I used kind of like my lower power team members, and then I conquered some squares, but now I had to use some of my higher ones to conquer these, and now they're getting even higher. So I'm gonna have to attack these squares multiple times. So I'm gonna go ahead and battle, and we'll switch to my team 1, start challenge, and I'm gonna lose this, I assume. Yes, I did. Battle failed. And you can see it says the enemy recovers after 9 minutes 56 seconds. So you can see they did lose health, but if I attack it within the next 10 minutes here, I can keep wearing them down. So I will go in and battle again. And I think I will beat them this time. Yes, I did. And it doesn't matter if like some of my units like get knocked out or whatever between the battles. It's all about stamina. So now I can go to this base because I do want to be able to control this because this is going to give me a lot of farming resources. So if I go to attack it, you can see again, it's pretty strong. And this team has been wiped out. But I can go to team 2 and attack it. And again, I'm probably going to lose. That's okay. If I go to attack again, you can see that a lot of my units have just run out of stamina here. So I kind of wanted to just show you this as an example. Attacking with my team 2 in that situation was probably not actually advantageous. And one thing that you might want to consider if you have a high power level account is making a squad with even only 1 unit, or whatever the bare minimum is, and progress as far as you can, and then make another squad with only 1 unit. Like initially I started with a squad of only like 3 units, and I kind of like marched my way ahead as much as possible so I could save stamina on some of my higher level units. If we look back here, I left a unit on this section here. I can go to manage, and you can see that I'm farming it, and I now have a unit here that's giving me even more bonus here, and I can only control a certain number of these, as I mentioned previously. Now, say I had enough stamina, like we go to the next day, I've reset my stamina, then I could progress more, right? But I'm still going to be limited by the number of territories that I can control at a time. So I would want to go back here and like abandon one of these tiles here, so then I could place another one up here. So like I said, the 2 limiting factors are how much stamina your units have and how many squares you can control at a time, and you're kind of picking up the squares behind you and moving the squares ahead, branching off of your teammates' squares as well, with the ultimate goal of dealing damage to the boss, and that's what's going to actually determine your score at the end. Okay, so other than assigning units at a base to farm and then just naturally controlling these squares to farm as well, what do you actually do with those resources? Well, you can go to the procurement shop, of course, and you can buy things here for the other kinds of game resources. But you can also, I'm going to collect some that I've been farming here, that's what that little symbol is. You can go to the Stellar Atlas, and here you can purchase individual buffs for yourself. You can see I have activated this one, and I need to keep leveling these up so I can get more buffs. Another way you can get buffs is through the research, and depending on which unit you have for that day, you can assign the highest bonus you can to it. I can only switch every so often, so in a few seconds I'll be able to switch that back because she will actually give me a higher bonus. There we go. And then if you look here, everyone is contributing to this to get us this buff of, in this case the next one will be attack up 10%, versus the Stellar Atlas are ones that you're purchasing with your own individual currency and buffing up yourself that way. Okay, I think that's just about it. Some other things I guess to take a look at is like just sort of the rankings. You can see everybody here on the force, and you can see it is a mix of different syndicates here on my force. Also, if you look at here, you can see there's certain missions that you can complete for like controlling a certain amount of squares and things like that, and you'll get resources that way. And then there is the Hall of Glory, which is how much damage doing against the bosses. Of course, none of us have reached the bosses yet. This is the first day, so there's no one on the leaderboards yet. And here we can see the final boss all the way down there at the bottom. All right. So hopefully that clarified this game mode for you. It's pretty cool. It's going to be exciting to play this over the next 2 weeks. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Please subscribe for more Echo Clips videos. I also do Nikkei videos as well, and I stream every day of the week, or sorry, every week. And I'll catch you guys in the next video or stream.